history, the journey of nation building, defense, and integration. 1. The dawn of the Vietnamese people, Lac Long Quân and O Cơ. From the earliest days, the Vietnamese people were born from a beautiful legend, the tale of Lac Long Quân and O Cơ, regarded as the opening chapter of Vietnam's history. Lac Long Quân, a dragon lord from the sea, married O Cơ, a mountain fairy. She gave birth to a pouch of 100 eggs that hatched into 100 children, symbolizing the shared origin of the Vietnamese nation. Because of their different roots, they peacefully parted ways. 50 children followed their mother to the mountains, and 50 followed their father to the sea. Yet they vowed to help each other whenever the nation faced peril. This legend is not only a myth, but also a sacred symbol of unity, community, and national pride, nurturing the enduring spirit of Children of the Dragon and Fairy, the moral foundation of over 4,000 years of Vietnamese history. 2. Văn Lang, O Lac, the first Vietnamese kingdoms. After the legend of Children of the Dragon and Fairy, the Vietnamese people entered their first nation-building era with the Kingdom of Văn Lang, founded by the Hung kings. Located in the Red River Delta, the cradle of wet rice civilization, the Văn Lang people mastered wet rice cultivation, bronze casting, weaving, and pottery, forming a distinctive culture. The Dong Son bronze drums became timeless symbols of intelligence and creativity. In the 3rd century BCE, Thuc Phan unified Văn Lang and O Viet, founding O Lac and building the Co Loa Citadel, a remarkable military structure reflecting advanced engineering and a strong sense of national defense. This era laid the foundations for Vietnamese culture, society, and national identity, the beginning of a long journey of state building. 3. Over a millennium of Chinese domination. After O Lac was conquered by the Trio and then the Han dynasties, Vietnam entered more than 1,000 years of foreign rule. The northern feudal dynasties tried to assimilate the Vietnamese, imposing their culture and governance, but the will for independence never died. Despite oppression, the Vietnamese preserved their language, customs, and beliefs. Rebellions erupted continuously across the land. The uprisings of the Trung sisters, Lady Trill, Li Bi, Mai Thuc Loan, and Phung Hung stood as heroic symbols of patriotism and defiance. Amid what seemed like a dark age, the Vietnamese spirit of resilience and self-reliance was forged, laying the foundation for future triumphs. The uprisings for independence. The revolts during the northern domination were eternal flames of resistance. From the Trung sisters' rebellion in Mei Ling, 40 CE, which briefly restored independence, to Lady Trill's courageous vow to ride the strong wind and crush the mighty waves, and Li Bi's establishment of the Van Xuân Kingdom, all shared one dream, a free and sovereign Vietnam. Though independence was not yet permanent, their sacrifices kept the flame of nationalism alive for centuries, proving that the Vietnamese could be ruled but never subdued. Their spirit paved the way for Ngo Quyen's victory at Bac Dang River. 5. Ngo Quyen, the turning point of 938. In 938 CE, Ngo Quyen led the Vietnamese army to a historic victory over the southern Han invaders at Bac Dang River, using wooden stakes hidden beneath the tides to annihilate the enemy fleet. This triumph ended over 1,000 years of foreign rule and marked the dawn of Vietnam's independence. Ngo Quyen became king, established his capital at Co Loa, and built an autonomous administration, ushering in the era of Dai Viet, an independent Vietnamese state standing proudly on the world map. 6. The Lý, Trân, Lê dynasties, the Golden Ages. The 3 dynasties of Lý, Trân, and Lê marked the glorious zenith of feudal Vietnam. The Lý dynasty, 1 Tân 9 to 1225, King Lý Công Ân moved the capital to Thăng Long, Hanoi today, established the Temple of Literature, Quoc Tu Cham, and nurtured a flourishing culture under Buddhism. The Trân dynasty, 1225 to 1400, known for 3 victorious wars against the Mongol Empire, the world's mightiest army at the time. Under General Trần Hưng Đạo, the nation achieved legendary victories, securing lasting peace. The early Lê dynasty, 1428 to 1527, Lê Lợi, through the Lam Son uprising, defeated the Ming invaders. Under Lê Thánh Tông, Dai Viet thrived, with strict laws, expanding education, and territorial growth, becoming a leading Southeast Asian power. This was the golden age of Vietnamese civilization, marked by intellect, culture, and unity. 7. the Nguyen Lords and the Southern Expansion. From the 16th century, the Nguyen Lords in the South embarked on a monumental Nam Tien, southward expansion. Starting from Thuận Hoa and Quang Nam, they gradually reclaimed and developed lands down to Gia Dinh and Ca Mau, forming the fertile southern regions of modern Vietnam. This journey was not only territorial expansion, but also cultural integration, blending with local communities and shaping a diverse, inclusive identity. By the 18th century, Vietnam's territory stretched from Lang Son to Ca Mau, shaping the S-shaped homeland seen today. The southern expansion reflected the vitality, ambition, and vision of a growing nation. 8. The Tay Son and Emperor Quang Trung, a heroic chapter. In the late 18th century, the Tay Son uprising rose against feudal corruption, unifying the country. Nguyễn Huệ, Emperor Quang Trung, emerged as a military genius. In 1789, when the Qing army invaded, Quang Trung launched a lightning campaign from Phu Xuan to Thang Long, crushing 290,000 enemy troops in just 5 days and nights. The Ngoc Hoi Dong Da victory became an immortal epic of Vietnamese courage and brilliance. Though the Tay Son dynasty was short-lived, Quang Trung remains a symbol of patriotism, talent, and national pride, one of the greatest heroes in Vietnamese history. 9. The Nguyen Dynasty, Unification and Turbulence. In 1802, Nguyen An ascended the throne as Emperor Gia Long, founding the Nguyen Dynasty and uniting the nation from north to south. Hue became the imperial capital, a cultural and political center adorned with majestic palaces, temples, and royal tombs. The Nguyen rulers consolidated maritime sovereignty and encouraged handicrafts and trade. However, by the mid-19th century, their isolationist policies left the nation unprepared for Western colonization. In 1858, the French attacked Da Nang, beginning nearly a century of colonial domination. Despite decline at the royal court, patriotism among the people grew stronger, sparking later revolutionary movements. 10. The colonial period and the fight for independence. Under French colonial rule, the Vietnamese endured exploitation and oppression, yet their revolutionary spirit flourished. Movements like Khăn Vuong, Dong Du, Duy Tân, and Dong Kinh Nghĩa Thuc ignited the nation's yearning for freedom. In the early 20th century, Nguyen Ai Quoc, Ho Chi Minh, discovered the Marxist-Leninist path, founding the Communist Party of Vietnam in 1930. Under its leadership, the August Revolution of 1945 succeeded, overthrowing colonial and feudal rule. On September 2, 1945, at Ba Dinh Square, President Ho Chi Minh proclaimed the independence of the Democratic Republic of Vietnam, opening a new era of sovereignty and freedom. 11. Resistance against the French and Americans. Immediately after independence, Vietnam faced renewed invasion. The 9-year resistance against France culminated in the 1954 Dien Bien Phu victory, resounding across the 5 continents, shaking the globe. Vietnam regained sovereignty, though temporarily divided into North and South. The North built socialism and supported the South, where people continued the fight against U.S. imperialism. After 21 years of war, victory came with the Ho Chi Minh Campaign of 1975, liberating the South and reunifying the country. April 30, 1975, became a historic milestone, the day Vietnam was once again whole, marking the triumph of unity, courage, and unyielding spirit. 12. The era of renewal and global integration. After reunification, Vietnam faced immense challenges: war devastation, embargoes, and economic stagnation. In 1986, the Đồi Mới renovation policy was launched, shifting from a centralized economy to a socialist-oriented market economy, opening doors to international cooperation. Since then, Vietnam has grown rapidly, joining the United Nations, ASEAN, WTO, and establishing relations with over 190 countries. Living standards improved dramatically, and the nation emerged as one of Asia's most dynamic economies. Today, Vietnam strides confidently toward sustainable, creative development and deep global integration, while preserving its cultural identity and enduring spirit of resilience, the legacy of 4,000 years of nation-building and defense. Core message: throughout 4,000 years, Vietnam may have lost land or power, but never its spirit of independence, nor its national identity. From the legend of Lac Long Quân and Âu Cơ to today's era of Đồi Mới, that flame still burns bright, guiding the Vietnamese people forward into the future.